Hello, hello. Welcome to the Christel Crawford Show. I'm Christel Crawford, and welcome to this week's show of what is it that you love to do that you don't think you can get paid for? What is it that you love to do that you don't think you can get paid for? Topic courtesy of Mr. Gary Douglas from the book Right Riches for You. And I'm so fucking excited to talk about this today. And hopefully the Facebook robo censor bot didn't pick up on the fact that I just said king in the first 5 seconds. All right, well, cool. Well, on this show, my target is to expand the conversations and the tools of access consciousness. I'm a facilitator. I love it. It's changed my life. And if this stuff lights you up and turns you on, then just get more involved. We are starting a new Facebook group. It's going to be called the Christel Crawford Show Lounge. We're going to be doing a lot more stuff in there and, having more interaction around these different show topics every week, because these are game changer conversations. And what would it take for them to fully change our world? Hi, guys. Hi, Amanda. Hi, Karen. Hi, Katerina. Hi, Ruth. All right. So let's dive in. Let's not waste any time. Okay. One of the things I'm going to start doing for you in these shows is get a little more organized and give you maybe some more actionable things that you can do at the end of the show. Now we'll see how that goes, because you know how my memory is non-existent. But look, here's the what do you love to do that you don't think you can get paid for? Okay. The first thing I want to say is I did get this energy and this topic straight from the book Right Riches for You by Gary Douglas. And if you haven't bought it, studied it, made it your Bible around money, do it, because it's game changing. And one of the primary things that Gary talks about in this book is the difference between creation and generation. The difference between creation and generation. And one of the things he says is, you guys all know how to create. The thing that we want to get you to do and the thing we want to introduce is how to generate your reality. So Right Riches for You is a huge, big, open conversation about different tools you can use to generate your reality. Now, why that? Because generating something is a lot more ease than creating something. To create something, you have to destroy something first. And a great example is like when you want to, build a new building where there was an old building, you have to destroy the old building first in order to make space for the new building. But when you're generating something, you can use the old building to generate something new constantly, which is how the earth functions. And so all the conversations of consciousness are to return us to restoration, restore us to the communion with earth and to begin to function more naturally. So the thing about money is that, as you guys all know, it's pretty insane, right? There's a lot of insanity. And most of us have been taught to function from our heads. So function from our brains, from thinking, from figuring things out. But thoughts and feelings and emotions and no receiving are the lower harmonics of being and knowing, perceiving and receiving, which are the higher harmonics. The only reason that's relevant is because higher harmonics is actually how you function as a being. We aren't electrical computers. We're actually acoustical beings, but we've been shown how to be a computer. So I wanted to say all that to preface this conversation, because one of the questions I already received around this topic was, how do I figure out what I'm great at? Well, the first thing that you do is you don't try to figure it out. So I compiled a list of traps that we get into around this topic, in and around which I'm going to tell you stories and give you more of an example, okay? So the trap number one around this topic of what do I love to do that I don't think I can get paid for, the first trap that we fall into is that we think everything belongs to us, okay? That feeling of apathy, that sense of not knowing, that sadness, that overwhelm, is any of it yours? Now, how much are you going to be able to access the wellspring that is your being if you are busy buying that everybody's fear, everybody's panic, everybody's sense of not knowing, everybody's sadness, apathy is yours? Are you actually going to be able to access you? Yes or no? These are the questions that I really ask myself when I'm trying to change something. It's like, okay, I can't even get to what it is that I know about this, what I have access to, what I'm capable of, if I'm busy buying that every single thing that's going on in my world is mine, right? Because the first thing that happens when you buy, I don't know, as yours, or you buy that sense of fear as yours, is that you then try to fix it. But then you're fixing something that isn't yours in the first place, and you get into this like Mobius strip loop of insanity because you're functioning from a false premise. You're functioning from what you thought was yours that isn't yours. So the first very, very key thing to institute, action step, here's an action step, is to use the tool, who does this belong to, for every single thought and feeling and emotion and point of view. Use it around this topic, use it around money for the next 3 days. Okay. Now, if you guys want support with that, I have a $15 Who Does It Belong To challenge on my website. So you can go grab that. Okay. That'll support you in this process. And there's an amazing 1-hour call recording you get if you join that as well. So that's one of the things you can choose. But trap number 1 is thinking that everything belongs to you. So you can never find, you'll never uncover what's really true for you if you think that every thought in your head, every feeling of yours, every emotion is yours. You will never get there. So this is a very, very key action step to institute, is beginning to get that if it's not lightness and space and possibility and ease, it ain't yours. It ain't yours. And if you buy that it's yours, you're fucking yourself. So don't do that. Trap number 2 in this whole thing, in this whole process, is thinking that you don't know. Now, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what I'm good at. I don't know where to go next. I don't know how. That is the very, very, very first place that we negate ourselves. Can you get access to what it is you are talented, to your talents and abilities? Can you get access to your talents and abilities if you keep telling yourself you don't know? Yes or no? Okay, so there's an action step to take here, people. Deliberate practice of constant consciousness. And this took me a while to institute in my own world, but one of the deliberate things you can choose is every single time you say, I don't know what to do. I don't know what my body needs. I don't know, is listen to yourself. First of all, listen to everything that comes out of your mouth or your brain and listen for that. Okay. And then the very next thing out of your mouth, when you hear yourself say, I don't know, is go, wait a minute. If I did know, what would it be? If I did know, what would it be? Now, that right there, if you do choose that, that's a conscious choice to empower yourself. And what I don't know is, the trap of I don't know is that it totally disempowers you. Now, I recognize that some people love to be disempowered, and maybe you're one of those people right now. And that's okay, because you're included. You don't have to ever be empowered. You can stay disempowered forever. The only thing you got to look at is, if you stay there, what's working for you about being disempowered, because we only ever choose things that work for us. So if you want to empower yourself out of I don't know, if you want to start to get access to your talents and abilities that you haven't been able to perceive yet, start catching yourself when you say I don't know. And in that moment, go, wait a minute, I know this one. We're not doing I don't know anymore. What do I know about this? Okay. Here's trap number 3 around this topic, okay? Trap number 3 around getting access to your hidden talents and abilities. That you think you have to know before you start to choose. Now this one is a little bit of a bitch, because like, I get a lot of people that come to me for sessions and in my business coaching programs that go, well, I just want to get some clarity, okay? Most times when people are coming to me for clarity, they're coming to me for an answer. The thing about being an acoustical being is that there is no answer. There is only question and choice and the possibilities and the contribution of all of that. Okay, that's the reality. So when you go looking for clarity, as if that's going to give you an answer, or you have to know before you choose, what you're trying to do is get it right. And there is no right and there is no wrong. There's only choice. So choice creates. Choice creates. So part of this episode is to invite you into this 30 times 30 challenge that we started today, actually, but it's day 1, so you can still jump in. And it takes this section in the book and the clearing that Gary gave us to unlock this particular topic. We do that for 30 times a day for 30 days. And it only takes like 7 minutes out of your day. I go live every day. You're more than welcome to join us. I'll make sure the link gets here. $25. So that doing that 30 times a day for 30 days is going to start to uncover your awareness. But what I wanted to add to doing that is like, and now choose, start to choose. So if it's not true that you don't know, if that's a lie we tell ourselves, and that's the lie we use to negate ourselves and disempower ourselves, God, we're assholes to ourselves. If it's not true that you don't know, and if it's not true that, any of that sadness, any of that apathy, any of that fear, if none of that's yours, and you do know, then what's the sense you have of what's next? You start to choose in the direction of that sense. Every single thing that I have created as my life, especially in the last 8 years, but probably for all of it, has been just moving in a general direction of like, yeah, okay, we're moving in this general direction. Like, where do I start? I don't know. I'm going to start here, right? You just pick a place because there's never a roadmap. And even if I was given a roadmap, I'd do it my way anyway, right? Like, so, but there never is one. So I'm making it up. I was just laughing with my partner downstairs because he's in the process of like, building his Healing Credit Easy business, like, connecting with you guys in and around your financial reality and your credit reality. Anyway, he's downstairs recording videos for his next digital course, and he recorded 5 of them and then discovered the microphone didn't work. And I'm like, welcome to being a digital entrepreneur. Where you just start choosing in a direction and you start somewhere and then you discover, oh, fuck, the microphone's not working. And you discover you have to reset your phone. But you got new information about your phone. You got new information about the microphone that you would never have gotten if you didn't choose to record those shows, and then you just do it again. And probably the next set of videos will be better anyway. Right. So, but you start choosing in the direction and his business and the way we started that, it's a great example of what are you great at that you don't think you could make money with. Because like when he just even 2 months ago was looking at hated his job. It was terrible. And they were paying him way less than they promised. Like everything about it was terrible. He started looking at like, what am I going to do? And what I could see on the outside of him was that he was really naturally great at supporting people in changing their stars financially. He just did that for everybody naturally. Didn't even know he did it. Like I watched him do it with family. I watched him do it with me. I heard stories about his exes, And so I could see on the outside of him that he had this really natural ability with that he couldn't see, because when you're being something, you can't see it. When you're being the gift that you are, you can't feel it. You can't see it. It doesn't feel like anything because you're just being you. So part of what I'd like you to do with this conversation is like, start asking the people around you, like, what do you see that I'm great at naturally? Number one. But part 2 of that is you start paying attention. What conversations are you always in? What are you always researching? What are you constantly interested in? Everything about the way you do your daily life, like what is so natural for you that you discount it as an ability, and how could you create with it? Okay. So that's how his business came to be, is I saw in his life, in his world, that this was a natural thing. And so I said something. I was like, you do this all the time. And I was like, I know 800,000 people in my network that could use you. What if you made this a business? And it grabbed root, because he was like, oh, yeah. And he saw it too, which is important, because somebody else having an idea for you doesn't mean that much if it doesn't mean anything to you, or you don't want to do it. So that's where this business came from. But now he's in it. Now he gets to look at what this is for him every day, and he gets to choose every day. And there's no right way to build it. There's no right way to connect with you guys. There's no, there's only, what can I be today? What can I choose today that would move this forward right away, right? And it's a business I don't see anybody else doing. There's no reference points for it anywhere. There's no, it's not like we have a friend who did it and so we could go look at their website. It was just like, you're naturally good at this. How can we make a business out of this, right? So that's something that he just is, right? This business for me is something I just am. I am fascinated. I am obsessed with consciousness. Personally, I'm obsessed. And I would be obsessed with consciousness whether I did it as a business or not. But contributing to you guys and continuing to put stuff out in the world keeps consciousness alive in my world too. And it does this simultaneity of gifting and receiving. So this business is an outpouring of what I'm obsessed about, what I choose all the time. So it's like, what's that for you? What are the things that you just can't get enough of? And what would it take for you to create from them? Okay. So that was all in and around trap number 3, which is that you have to know before you choose. No, you don't have to know. You just have to sort of choose in the general direction of what you have a sense of. Okay. And if you have no senses of anything, just start choosing anything. Just do random shit, because it's very much like, have you ever had a group of friends, girls especially, I find do this, but guys, you know, I'm sure you have your way. Have you ever had a group of friends where, you know, you get together, which hasn't happened in a while, I know, and you're all like going, well, what do you want to eat? We're all starving. What do we want to eat? And you kind of all look around each other, and slowly everybody kind of goes, well, I don't really care. You pick, you know, whatever. I'm easy. And then someone will pick a place, and you're like, and then all of a sudden the peanut gallery chimes in and like, no, not that place, not that place, right? And then someone will pick another place, and everyone's like, no, I don't like that place. And then finally out of that comes, you know what, let's go here. And everybody's like, yes. How does that happen? Does that happen because you don't know? Or does it happen because you do know, but you haven't allowed yourself to know? That if you would allow yourself to know what you actually wanted to choose, it'd be easier, right? But sometimes that allowing yourself to know takes a minute, and it takes what it takes. Sometimes you have to spend 30 days with a clearing to like clear out the unconsciousness that you've layered on top of what it is you really want to create, what your talents and abilities really are. You might have hidden those so dynamically from yourself that you need a minute, right? You need to show up every day and actually clear off the dust from what you've hidden from yourself. And then sometimes it's just a matter of really starting to ask and going, what have I hidden from myself that if I didn't hide it would reveal it to me and I could be it with ease? And what am I already being that I haven't even looked at? Now, when you start to ask those questions, this is the magic of being and living and asking a question. The universe starts to contribute to you. These aren't questions to go looking for an answer. And if you go trying to figure these out, you're going to fuck yourself. So don't do that. I know it's going to be hard for some of you. Some of you are addicted to figuring things out. If that's you, that's another video. But just know that you can't do it. You cannot figure out the gift that you are. You can only be it. So start asking the universe to show you. Universe, will you show me the gift of me? Start doing this 30 times 30 that we're doing now. Right? If you're looking in my shop, it's uncovering your hidden talents and abilities. If you're live, I will make sure that the link gets put here. So start asking. That's the gift of a question, is the universe can start to show you. Okay. Now, trap number 4 is thinking that what you can be or do is of no value. That's a trap. And listen, I'm not asking you to believe me. I'm asking you to look at, when you have that point of view about yourself, is it light or heavy? If it ain't light, it ain't true. If it makes you heavier, it means it's a fucking lie. So thing number 1 is stop lying to yourself. Like, start allowing yourself to have the awareness of the gift that you are. All right. So that's a trap, thinking that what you can be or do has no value. I get feeling like that. I get it. And I get how a lot of the people in your life may have negated you and abused you and, you know, not received you and all that shitty stuff. Because, man, I had a lot of shitty stuff. I had a lot of shitty people. I had really judgy people. Okay. But will you be able to move forward and uncover these talents and abilities that you have so naturally if you don't start just going, okay, I get that I think I have no value, but what if I did? What if I did? What if what I am is more valuable than I'm willing to see? Fuck it, I'm a gift. Now, universe, will you show me? Will you show me the gift that I am? Because I can't perceive it, I can't be it, and I can't receive it, and I don't know it, but I could. So where do I start? And show me, please, right? Go after, ask for that, okay? So, man, this might be, yeah, so go after it. Guys, I have to say that, like, I started this business. I became a facilitator way before I knew I was a gift. Like, And I think probably most facilitators can say that. I'm actually on Wednesday, today's Monday, as of the recording of this show, and on Wednesday I start my annual certified facilitator training, and I'll be in it for 5 days. So I'm sure next Monday's show is going to be after that training, so I'll probably be mush, or super inspired. But I started facilitating consciousness way before I had any idea that I was a gift to the world. I just knew that I couldn't do anything else. And that's my story, right? You have your own story. Maybe what it is that is you're so drawn to that you don't think you can choose is consciousness. Maybe it's something else. And maybe consciousness just includes everything, everybody, right? It's not that you have to facilitate consciousness to be the gift that you are. It's that for me, there was nothing else. It was like, this is oxygen and, life worth living. You have that too, but you won't get that you're a gift when you start. You'll just start. And if you wait, you'll always be putting off the creation of your life. And if you just start, then you'll get to enjoy it. And you'll get to have, choice will create awareness, and that awareness will contribute to the things that you're asking for. And the universe will be able to show you dynamically the gift that you are through the choices you're making. And so it will become a much more dynamic, involved adventure. And that's what I'm choosing. And that's what I've been choosing. And it's been amazing and intense at times. And, it was probably 3 years ago that I started to ask the universe to show me the gift of me. But that would be like thing number one, is like, start asking for that. Action step number one, start asking for the universe to show you the gift that you are. Action step number two is probably in the first part of the video, but, start looking for where you're being brilliant and not paying attention. I have this friend that is starting to work with me. Her name is Ava Pandit. She's actually a business coach as well. And she's starting to really contribute to my business. And she is naturally such a leader. When she got involved in my business programs, it was so clear that she was leading everybody. Everybody was looking to her for me, and it was kind of me and her, looking to her for her advice on Instagram, and just her, but more than that, it was her energy. It's what she's being. And so she was a part of my Amplify program. It's just wrapping up this month. We're going to start another program in March for all of you. Anyway, she started on the side this group for, I think she called it like Conscious Creators Club or something. And so everybody would come to the coaching call with me every 2 weeks. And then every week they would meet with her. So I could see the effect that she was having on everybody. Everybody was when she was on the calls, everybody was so much more open and a part of the conversation and fluid. And when she wasn't there, it wasn't much of that. Like her energy changed things in this group. So I could see it. And my business was asking for a different energy, like really different. And so I asked Miss Ava to come join me. She just joined on Instagram too. Hi, Ava. Anyway, my business has totally transformed since she became a part of it. And it's not really that she's done a whole lot, although she's doing things. It's who she is as a being. And that's the thing that she is, that she thinks has no value, that she's going to be receiving money for. She just is it. It's the way she sees things. It's the way she is. It's the way she bees with things. And it has made my business go whoosh. We went from like a this size business to a this size business, like overnight, just by adding her. And that's what happens when you add to your life, and when you add to your business, and you start really going, okay, I'm going to have this. Like, who can I add? What can I add? Where can I go? What conversation can I have? Like, when you start pulling in those energies, then the universe shows you people like Ava, people like the rest of my team. They start to show you people like my partner, people that add to your life in these really indescribable ways. And not just people, but things, colors, and, all of that stuff. And I feel like I'm a little bit off topic, but it's like when you start looking for where you're being brilliant, you start to find all these other riches around you that you can add to your life that make everything greater. Hi, Danielle. So that's thing number 2, is start looking for where you're being brilliant and just not paying attention, okay? Start looking for that, because we're so good at looking for where we're wrong. Give that up for at least a week, okay? And start looking for what's right about you. What is the gift of you that you're not seeing? Okay, start asking every day. Thing number 3 is like, what am I great at that I could use to make money? And don't try to go into your head. You don't even have to make lists about this. You could if you wanted, but your lists are the limitation, right? Start looking, asking the universe, what am I great at that I could use to make money? What am I great at that I could use to make money? Okay, start asking that. And then do the 30 by 30. Even if you don't do it right now, we started it already today. We're on day 1. Make sure you get the link. You know, if you want the link and you're watching live, just comment link, okay? If you're watching live now, comment link and I'll make sure you get the link and you can come play. We've just started today. But do that. And if you're watching in the future, go to my shop. It's $25. It's one clearing 30 times a day for 30 days. And these 30 times 30s are so powerful. They're repetitive, but all you have to do is show up and do them. And things change. They uncover. What a clearing does is it shaves off unconsciousness. And listen, the only time you can have a problem is when you're not willing to be something, when you're not willing to know something, when you're not willing to perceive something, and when you're not willing to receive something. That's the only time you can have a problem. Okay? So if you're having problems, there's something you're not being, knowing, perceiving, or receiving. And so these 30 times 30 start to open up your ability to be. They start to open up your capacity to receive. They start to open up your ability to perceive and your ability to know. Listen, honey, I don't know if you've met you, but once you know something, you are unstoppable. Once you know that you are a gift and you have a sense of that and you're being it, there is nothing that is not available to you. Your business will create with ease. People will find you. Once you know that with every ounce of your being, once you're a true believer in you, everything will come to you with ease. All of life will come to you with ease and joy and glory once you know that, once you're being that. So come and play, unlock this for yourself. What would it take? Just what would it take for us to walk around in the world knowing that we're a gift instead of believing that we're wrong? Fuck it. I'm a gift. Now what can I choose? So if you loved this and you think your friends should have it too, please share it with them. And if you're on iTunes and you'd leave a review about my show, I'd be so grateful. We're going to be doing a big sort of campaign to get reviews and, you know, interaction and more engagement with you guys around all of this stuff. So just keep your eyes peeled in the next couple of weeks. It's about to explode and you're invited. And how does it get better than this? And what else is truly possible for us, for our lives, and for the world? See you guys next week.